What's up, guys? Minutes of Mellon. Take a really long video, watch a couple minutes of it. Because, 30-minute videos, we don't need all that. So, earlier, I saw a video about the Democrats proposing a climate bill. I'm sure you've seen Senator Kennedy rip that Schumacher dude, that cross-country skier or whatever. Like, oh, we should just spend $2.3 trillion, just see what happens. Can't tell me how much it's going to lower the global temperatures. So they want to spend all this money for nonsense, basically. And this is 70 years of the same shit over and over and over. I didn't even know about this, but I didn't know it went back this far. But yeah, listen to
You
this.
happen to be in New York City and you take a casual stroll down Union Square, you'll come across a massive doomsday clock, which is quite literally counting down, second by second, the time that we have left before the supposed effects of global warming become irreversible. That clock, by the way, was set up right around the same time that several lawmakers began to float the idea publicly that we only have 12 years left before the world ends. Here's, for instance, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez speaking about this very issue back in the year 2019.
Millennials and people and Gen Z and all these folks that come after us are looking up, and we're like, the world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change. And your biggest issue is
She's so fucking dumb.
your biggest issue is
like the
how are we going to
dumbest
pay
fucking
for it?
And wouldn't you know it, just a few short months after she made that statement, the clock in Union Square, which used to just be a normal clock, was changed to instead be a doomsday clock. Now, whether the countdown is actually true or not, you can make up your own mind. The YouTube fact checkers definitely think it's true, given the fact that almost under any video that mentions climate change, they add their official stance as a disclaimer. However, setting that aside, there is something else that I believe is worth highlighting. The fact that very often it's exactly these types of bold predictions about specific dates when something should happen but winds up not coming true, which has pretty much undermined the credibility of so-called climate experts, at least in the eyes of most of the public. And so while the doomsday clock over in Union Square continues to tick, tick, tick away, let's take a short journey through time and look at the 33 climate predictions which turned out to be wrong. By the way, if you appreciate content like this, I do hope you take a super quick moment to smash those like and subscribe buttons, which quite literally forces the YouTube algorithm to share this video out to ever more people.
Smash that like, subscribe.
Let's begin our journey in October of 1958. That was when the New York Times published an article in which they wrote this, quote, "Some scientists estimate that the polar ice pack is 40% thinner and 12% less in area than it was a half century ago, and that even within the lifetime of our children, the Arctic Ocean may open, enabling ships to sail over the North Pole." At the time, the article mentioned the Arctic ice sheet was about 7 feet thick, which was again in 1958. And today, when we look at today's data, it's still about 7 feet thick. Then we can fast forward to November of 1967, and here's what the Salt Lake City Tribune reported on the issue of the coming famine. Quote, "It is already too late for the world to avoid a long period of famine." Now, this article was citing the work of Mr. Paul Ehrlich, who was a Stanford University biologist, and his prediction was that by the year 1975, there will be global famines due to overpopulation. According to this report, he went so far as to propose lacing both the food supply as well as the water drinking supplies here in America with sterilization chemicals in order to cut down.
So there's a 1967 one, and then 1970, and again, global deterioration, Ice Age, 1974, 82, 86, and it just keeps going all the way up, 2004, 2008, and yeah, the whole fucking Al Gore thing. I should play a fucking South Park Al Gore clip. But yeah. I'll leave the video in the comments. It's a really good video if you want to watch the whole thing, but it just shows you how it's all bullshit. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Trump, I think that's why Trump pulled out of the whole climate accord shit. But yeah, I just thought That's a really interesting one.